So as the markets tumbled, trade took center stage during President Trump and President Macron's joint news conference just a short time ago. The French president making a point of saying there is no unbalanced relationship between the two nations when it came to trade. So why instill tariffs on the European Union? But Macron made a very strong point of saying the steel and aluminum overcapacity, meaning dumping, is not the fault of the European Union. Listen.
We have a very first issue on trade, which is overcapacities in steel and aluminium. It doesn't come from Europe and not even from France. And it's good to work together when you are allies, and especially when you work so closely together on security issues like Iran and Syria. So I'm confident about the future of the trade relationship.
Going on record as saying he's confident, but is he whistling past the graveyard? Meaning, is he trying to push President Trump to say exempt European Union, at least when it comes to steel and aluminum? So is Macron just as confident about President Trump's next step with the Iran nuclear deal? Let's bring in former State Department spokesperson and Fox News contributor Marie Harf and Societe General U.S. Chief Economist Stephen Gallagher so we can straddle both of these. First to you, Stephen. During this bilateral meeting, that steel tariff issue is obviously a very important point, and you know that Macron has been sent by the whole European Union to fix this situation. Do you feel like President Trump has been swayed at all to just make the European Union exempt from the tariffs?
Not yet. We certainly didn't get any idea of that in today's press conference. I doubt it's going to happen that quickly. Trump wants to play this tariff as a bargaining chip to go in with all the other factors, geopolitical, other European issues, how you advance toward in Asia, bring Europe as a partner on that. So I think this tariff, it's a small piece in Trump's mind, but it's a bargaining chip, and he's not going to give it away, not this early.
You know, we can show some of the metrics that we have when it comes to trade with the European Union and specifically France. The trade deficit between us and the European Union is nowhere near as huge as that of China. I believe it tops about $100 billion. But Marie, give us a sense of where you think this goes. And we have one more week to deal with this. May 1st is when somebody in the administration has to decide whether to exempt our allies, the European Union.
Absolutely. And Emmanuel Macron was a man who came here on a mission, not just on tariffs and trade, although that was a huge part of it. But he is the first European coming this week. He'll be followed by German Chancellor Merkel on Friday to push Donald Trump on the tariff issue, on the Iran deal, on Syria, on a whole host of issues that the Europeans want Trump, closer to them on. Macron by far has the best relationship with Donald Trump, and I think you could see that today at the press conference. He very much knows how to highlight where they agree while pushing him more towards the European position on things where they disagree.
Stephen, to the Iran nuclear deal, how does that have the power, if at all, to impact the U.S. economy? You, as a French banker's top U.S.-focused economist, what do you see here?
Well, on Iran, I don't think it's going to be any impact on the economy. It could if we develop in any type of military-type conflict, but it's pretty small. It's not an economic powerhouse. It's not a trading powerhouse. Europe is. Asia is. What we want to do is embrace our allies in Europe so that we can negotiate with China on intellectual property.
Are you surprised from the Caterpillar conference call where the CEO came right out, Jim Umpleby, and said, this is a problem with the steel costs. They're jumping. Do you see a longer tail with that, Stephen?
It's on steel, and I think a lot of companies are. And 3M today also looked very specifically at the transportation sector. So between Caterpillar and transportation, yeah, they're big consumers of steel, and the steel price is moving up. It's eroding profit margins. So they have to be concerned about the future of the profit outlook. And they're giving us some warnings on it now, and I think that's what spooked the market today.
Marie, to the Iran issue, Macron had said there was no plan B, and I'm not quite sure what the U.S. plan B is beyond tear it up. Clearly, President Macron has said, hey, I'm ready to work with President Trump. And you know what? By the way, it's not just nuclear weapons that we're worried about. It's ballistic missiles. I definitely agree with him on that. You've got missiles that the Iranians are parading around that have written in Hebrew, let's wipe Israel off the face of the map. So where do we go from here if there's an agreement?
Well, I think what you saw Macron try to do today is put forward a different path for Trump to keep the United States in the Iran deal, but work more aggressively with our allies to counter ballistic missiles and other destabilizing activity. Macron is very much trying to walk a fine line here while keeping the Iran deal and bumping the pressure up. But to the economic question you just asked, if the U.S. rips up the deal and tries to reimpose sanctions on Iran, that could put us at odds with our European allies and what they have sanctioned. And there are European businesses that have gone back into Iran since the deal was done. So we could be on a different page with them on sanctions, which is never a good place to be with our allies.
Marie and Stephen, thank you. Stephen, you work for the French bank. Are you invited to the state dinner?
Not this time.
Not this time. All right. Thank you both very much.